All right, ready to clap?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I don't think we need to do it
What do you mean?
because you're right next to me.
What do you mean?
I'm right. Look to your left.
Prove it.
I'm right here.
Ow!
It's No More Whoppers. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. Here for a special episode. My name is Ray Barnholt, point card holder at Skia, and with me, as always, international taxpayer Alex Fraioli.
They got me from all sides.
And with me in the room
Hi.
for the first time in 10 years, by the way.
That's right. Last time was 2013, I've been told.
Yes, indeed.
The
we were
FF
30, now we're 40.
That's right. A Realm Reborn was freshly out.
More or less, yes.
All right, I was struggling to enjoy it on the PS3.
And
That wasn't
now
happening.
We're getting ready for Dawn Trail.
That's right. 7.0 coming out in a few weeks.
Yes, which I've seen by walking down the streets of Osu at the computer shop advertising the fact that, hey, you want to play Dawn Trail? Better buy a new computer.
Better buy it.
Yeah.
I do love that you go into the computer shops and they will always have an FF MMO like demo playing.
Yeah.
And there was a shop that until a couple years ago, it was still playing I want to say the Chains of Promethea demo from FF11.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a bit they were doing, but it's like this game is almost 20 years old.
That's been my experience even as an outsider looking at the web sometimes, just like, oh, these people are advertising their new computers. It's great for FF MMO of your choice. Now, this just hasn't changed.
What about Crysis?
It's the gold standard for PC gaming.
It's the gold saucer for PC gaming.
Yeah. Can it run in FF14?
Yes.
Well,
Hi.
I'm good, thanks.
We've got a weird recording setup going here because I'm staring out the window and then Ray is staring at the left side of my head.
You don't have to. Just look at me every now and
I can't. I just did it. That was pretty good. He's looking good.
You don't have to make it that awkward. You're worried about a little bit of audio bleed.
I am.
Doesn't that enhance the dynamic here that we have
Does it?
right now?
Oh, no.
Our crazy dynamic. Actually, okay.
What?
Alex, I'm back in Japan. It's great to be back, but
Great.
I am here to confront you
Well, no, what's going on?
personally about your crimes. And that is,
You want me to start drinking again?
well, no, I've noticed you doing this on Discord a lot,
Uh-oh.
on our No More Whoppers Discord, and I need to find an answer to the question, why do you keep writing SFAM for Super Famicom?
Oh, that's a good... All right. Because for years, that's how it was written on GameFAQs, and I thought that was just the accepted way to abbreviate it. Instead of SNES, it was SFAM. I thought that was just how you shorten it.
Okay, so it's like grandfathered into your soul.
Yes, and I thought I'd seen it on Japanese coverage before. I thought I'd seen them.
It's uncommon. Usually SFC is the one. they go for.
SFC,
Yeah.
that's the one.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch to SFC then.
Okay, thank you.
All right, done.
Well, then I can go. See
All
you
right.
later.
No, wait. We got more show.
No, I'm good.
Ray. God.
Ow. I'm
Ray,
fine.
of course, is using the high-class Audio-Technica 4040 microphone, which I quickly replaced with the one I'm using. I was so happy to have an excuse to dig it out of the closet.
Okay, can I pick up one of these in Osu?
Yes, I think.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty good.
So I'm staying in Nagoya with the family.
Yeah.
And it's been great. In Osu, by the way, so not far away from these computer and electronic stores.
That's right. It's the Akiba of Nagoya,
More or less.
more or less. It's not a one-to-one, but
Yeah.
it's got
Certainly
bits
not.
and pieces.
It's got a super potato, so I guess it's
Yes.
close enough. Yeah, and yeah, I got a lot to talk about as far as this trip has been going because it's been about a week straight now, I think, give or take a few days, and we're gonna go back, I think, on Thursday again.
You have recovered from jet lag.
Yes, I have, and that's why I'm here today. So
Cool.
make sure I'm in tip-top shape for this podcast.
Tipped up turtle.
I do want to talk about some things that happened as we were leaving
Oh yeah, name one.
for Japan.
Oh.
So we went to the San Francisco International Airport for our flight. We were waiting for our flight, and we got a cup of coffee and everything. There's a coffee bar there. I noticed there was an older gentleman on the phone at this coffee bar, an older black gentleman, and he kept talking about football, sort of like his history with football. He was saying things like, every time I'd show up in these games, it was just me and my daddy, and things like that. And he kept going and going, and he was still talking the whole time we were there. And I had to think, is he like on a phone interview?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, who is he talking
Is
to?
he a former player doing like a radio interview or something? Or maybe even a podcast? Because actually he was swearing a lot.
Oh, wow.
He was saying the F word a few times. So,
Football.
yeah. But he was just kind of like describing his career, it seemed like. And so I only caught bits and pieces. But yeah, it was very, very interesting. I wish him well, I guess. He a little bit older looking Don Cheadle, a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah. So I have no idea. He was just swearing to me.
So we still don't know.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Hang on. Was this before or after we lost? Because maybe he was communing with the recently deceased O.J. Simpson
Communing with?
as a fellow. Well,
Over the
sorry,
phone?
communicating.
Oh.
No, like a former, a fellow football professional who has passed on.
He's just sitting in a in a summoning circle going, Juice, can you hear me?
Yeah, he's in a juice circle.
No, and it was not Al Cowling, so.
Okay. Then I got nothing.
All right.
I don't know. I've known a lot of people to talk to themselves. When I used to hang out at the Coopers, there was a guy who would show up and
Oh, he was on the phone.
Oh, he was?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
He was on a phone conversation.
I thought the point of your story was he was talking to himself.
No. I was just wondering what the context was.
I'm new here.
Because he was saying the story like it had a point, like a purpose to telling the story for what seemed like an hour straight.
Maybe it was a podcast, yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. I'm good. See you later.
No, we're still not done.
But the weird guy. So yeah, we went on ANA, flew ANA.
Good.
And I forgot that ANA has a Pokemon jet.
Oh, yeah.
So we took the Pokemon jet.
Cool.
The new, I guess, EV version of the Pokemon jet.
Oh, it's an electric vehicle.
No, the Pokemon EV.
Oh.
And as part of the occasion, at the end of the flight, they gave us a certificate of boarding.
What?
They gave each of us, all three of us, like a little certificate that says, basically I was on the Pokemon jet on this day, and a little wooden charm, little Pilot Pikachu emblazoned on this wooden charm. Not much else Pokemon-ish other than, of course, the cabin attendants wearing their Pokemon aprons and whatnot. And, my son is 2. He doesn't know what Pokemon is. So he can't get much out of it.
He might not even know what a pocket is.
It was cool. Good luck, I suppose, for us. And
all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, oh man, though. Yeah. I intimated, last time on the show that we were going to go to Japan, and it would be a new challenge to take my toddler son, probably. And turns out I was right.
Oh.
He's been incredibly active, bordering on unruly.
Oh dear.
Almost this entire trip, and especially on the plane where, we got some cushy seats on the plane. I'll say that much.
Very nice.
And so he wasn't scared or anything. I wasn't even sure he knew he was on an airplane, even though he does like them. But, we're in the middle, so he can't really see anything going on. So I'm not sure. He just had this big, spacious kind of seat to play in with him and his mom and me, and just pushing every single button he can see. I think within 5 minutes of us sitting down, he had pushed the call attendant button on the little thing.
Great.
It was just ridiculous.
And they show up like, yes, sir, what can I help you with?
Actually, they didn't even show up until like 40 minutes later.
What?
I don't... Well, so at first I was like, well, geez, I guess I missed that embarrassment. But no, they showed up later.
Wow. Well, he must have been livid. They were so late.
Yes. Where's my Perrier?
Sir, please. You're only allowed 3.
Yeah, it was very tough to get him to settle down and even sleep, because he needed to sleep for a period, of course.
Of course. Well, I feel like I lucked out because when we've been hanging out with him, because he came with all of us to dinner.
That's right.
And a lunch the other day. I feel like he was very well behaved 95% of the time.
95% of the time, yes. So yeah, we went to the Kaiten sushi place, the chain Kappa.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice, bright, big, loud family restaurant sort of place, obviously. Oh, yeah. And of course, he was very enthralled by the kaiten itself.
Right.
Just the bowls moving across the way and the bowls and plates. And he, of course, wanted to grab everything. I was like, no, he's just been very grabby. That's part of his unruliness this whole trip. It's just like grabbing everything. And again, I've been trying to avoid an international incident. Yesterday, we took the train and he almost pushed the emergency button all the way.
Oh, okay.
He's just been button crazy. And
I get it. Buttons are begging to be pushed.
Yeah, I've tried to stay calm, of course. I love my son to death, but oh my God, would you stop for 3 seconds, you little gremlin? Jesus.
I do that. I think it's our responsibility to annoy our parents, even as we get older. I remember the only time I really visibly annoyed my dad was when there was a brief period of time where we used to go golfing together when I was in high school. And every time he would line up and take a practice shot, I would say, "You missed." But I did it every hole. And by about the third, he started getting visibly irritated. Like, can you not?
That's good, though.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
It's good, yeah.
For a kid, that's a good bit.
Right? I stick to it.
So
hang on, I'm frustrated here because I'm so used to being able to just tap the mute button when I need to. Basically, when I don't need to talk, I hit mute.
Yeah.
So that I can move. Look how squeaky my chair is. I can move around without fear of making noise. I can take a drink from my water bottle.
Yeah, right.
I don't got to worry about breathing. It's weird. There's no mute.
It's a problem with live to tape.
Yes.
Well, you also got a little bit of a finagled setup here. You're using a different recording device
if this sounds,
to support 2 microphones.
Yeah, this is going to sound different than we usually do because I'm recording on an external recorder because I use a Wave XLR to record myself because I don't know if you noticed, I'm just the one guy.
Yeah.
And I've never needed 2 XLR inputs on my computer. And then suddenly, I do.
Right.
But fortunately, I bought this external thing to record couch audio for YouTube videos. So we're making use of it. It feels great.
Yeah, nice. Well, I would have to do the same thing because I don't have any more solutions for 1 or 2 or more microphones.
I can recommend this,
So
or I could bring mine with me.
Maybe. Either way, I'd have to buy something probably.
Duh.
But yes, the flight was generally good. Flight here. We started in Tokyo just because of the logistics and the value for money of the flight. It was just good to spend a night in Tokyo. We went to the Tokyo station before we had to catch the Shinkansen over to your hood.
Hi.
And that meant a little bit of shopping.
Yes.
I wanted to take my son to the Tomica shop.
Oh.
For those who don't know, Tomica is like the toy car brand line, like Hot Wheels or Matchbox. It's just Tomica. And there's all the same size sort of cars, same sort of thing. And so they have an official shop inside the Tokyo station. And you can get a customized car made and put together. You just pick the parts and you go pay for it. And then there's a little booth and the person will fasten the parts together in front of you.
Whoa.
And give it to you. So that's a nice little souvenir for him, I thought. We did that. But also at the back of the store, not a huge store, but at the back of it is a display for kids to just come up and play with some sets. And it also has like a not glass, but like a clear floor that has a moving Tomica diorama going on under it. And first of all, my son was a bit scared because he hasn't like stepped on a clear floor before, so he doesn't know what's going on.
So you're not taking him to the CN Tower just yet.
So it took him a few minutes to get used to it, and then he would play with the sets in the corner of the thing, and that was great. But I did also want to go to that store because I know that they have a little Tomica 7-Eleven play set.
Oh.
Like a tiny little thing. But for some reason, the official store didn't stock it anymore.
Huh?
And it was one of the things I wanted to get him at this store. And also for me, because I like 7-Eleven. And any chance to live vicariously through my son, I'm going to grab. So that would have been great. But they didn't have it. So I just settled for a little bus station, generic bus stop set. Got him a couple cards with that. And we were good. It was still a nice visit. And he was playing with those sample sets in the corner with a couple of other boys that would join him later. And of course, him being a 2-year-old doesn't really quite know the concept of sharing yet. So he did kind of start grabbing kids' things as they were playing it. And I was just like sweating a tiny bit. 'Cause I was like, come on, dude. No, let's go. All right. We got to go buy you stuff anyway. but that was a good visit nonetheless. And we
Good.
made it to Nagoya.
Started at the bottom. Now you're here.
Yeah. So then we had our first night in Nagoya. We got a place. They call it a hotel, but it's more like just an apartment that this company rents out. So it's like an Airbnb, but it's like a fancy company thing. And it's called Triv, I think. It's spelled Trive. And of course, you and I would think, well, it's probably pronounced Trive. Because we also think of tribe.
Or Trive.
But their concept, as advertised on their website, is travel plus live. So,
okay.
And the thing is, they don't have like a katakana version of their name anywhere on their website that I could find. So I'm led to believe that they actually want you to pronounce it Triv. And anyway, it's a company. They have a few of these apartments all around Nagoya, I guess, like half a dozen of them. And that was fine and everything. It's a nice apartment. It's just because it's in Osu, like at the edge of Osu, it's across from an izakaya.
Ooh.
And like the first couple of nights, we were woken up by just people chattering in front of it, like all through the night. You know, this group of young people, I suppose, just laughing and yelling at each other for what felt like 2 hours. This was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Is this on the east side or the south side of Osu?
West.
I got it wrong.
Yeah. It's basically right next to the train station there. Osukanon.
Oh, okay.
It's Osukanon.
Oh, I see.
So it's a short walk from that station. And nevertheless, I think regardless, we wouldn't have got much sleep anyway, so we didn't. And so we kind of just all woke up at like 4 in the morning. And we're still starving, so we just had to go get breakfast. And so we walked down to the nearest 7-Eleven down there at 4:30 in the morning. And we walk in, and no one's there, of course, but the cashier. And the cashier was a foreigner, and I swear to God, he looked like Mike Stoklasa. Am I saying his name right? Sorry.
Stoklasa.
Yeah, Stoklasa. Thought there was an extra K in there. I think he might have been like Slavic or something, because I looked at his name tag and his name was like Otabeku.
Okay, yeah.
I couldn't figure it out, so maybe it was Slavic or something. But he did speak good enough English to help us with the thing. But I say he looked like Mike Stoklasa because that includes the million-yard stare into the distance. And he stood at the counter and watched us the entire time we were inside there.
Wow.
Just a death stare. I guess his version of customer service, like, I better be ready in case they need help, these foreigners. I better help my fellow white-ish people. But I was just like, oh my God, like a Slavic Mike. And my wife wanted a hot coffee, and so, but he did help us choose that. And
that's helpful.
He wasn't really creepy. He just was, at first impression, because I was like, trying to not look back at him. Because I'm like, okay, dude, you can like turn your head and like,
yeah,
you can tidy up a little bit. You don't have to look at us the entire time. At 4:30 in the morning. That's so.
I typically prefer to just deal in Japanese if I'm at a convenience store that has a foreign worker, even though I know that they are there because they can help tourists who don't speak Japanese or whatever. But we just went next door so I could grab lunch, went to the KFC, we sat in the food court. When I got up to order, typically my approach is I respond in whatever language you have addressed me in.
Yeah, I saw this.
But I already had Japanese locked and loaded. So she asks, is this to dine in or eat out or take out? And I had to, my brain stalled for a moment, and then I responded in English, but then I placed my order in Japanese, and then the rest of it happened in English.
Yes.
And at this point, I think I'd rather just do Japanese instead of anything else, instead of English. I don't know. It's just, I already have it ready to go.
And she responded in Japanese too. When you paid, she said, "Here's your change."
Oh, in English,
Here's your receipt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I gave you Japanese. I have to say, I have not had that a lot. The most English and really the best English I got on this trip so far was at.
Please say me.
You're number one always.
Yeah.
But I meant as far as a native Japanese person,
Oh.
was from the luggage storage counter at the Tokyo station,
Oh, yeah.
the Sagawa counter.
Yeah, Tokyo's generally much
Yeah.
better.
Well, yeah, it still wavers. But
Yeah.
the woman there was very clear and had a good accent and everything. So very helpful. I didn't know. But generally, like, yeah, I've been starting with Japanese. I get Japanese in return until I don't hear them correctly. And then, I bend my ear and I try to say, like, or moichiro, gomen, whatever the proper response is. And then they will just go ahead and say it in English anyway. It's like, no, it wasn't that I don't understand it. It's that I didn't hear it. I just get it one more time.
That has been one of my biggest frustrations in Japan is I do the lean in because you mumble.
Yeah.
And instead you just mumble it louder, but in English. And I'm like, no, that wasn't the problem. The problem is you mumble.
Yeah.
Have I talked about my booze delivery guy before?
Yeah.
About what he does?
Low talker?
No.
Oh.
Reading the numbers.
Okay.
This infuriating. It's been like 6 months and I'm finally calmed down about it. I don't care about it anymore. But for about 6 months I was livid. And like every time it happened, I had a speech locked and loaded that I never gave him. Basically, my guy delivers alcohol orders that I placed the day before, and he comes in and he puts them all on the counter, and then he reads off the price to me, and then I pay him the money, and we're done. That's how the old guy did it. That's how the new guy does it, except for one fun little wrinkle. He reads out the price, and then he reads each number individually. So he'll read out the price if it was 12,352 yen. He would read out 1,2,3,5,2. Like he will read out each number. Like,
okay,
what are you doing? You don't need to do that for anyone's benefit. It makes it harder to understand. I understood what you said before.
Yeah.
Now he does both. He used to only read them out one by one, and I think he noticed that was weirding me out because I kept asking him, "What is it really though?" Like, ちゃんと言ってください. Like, 1万からお願いします. And so now he reads them both, but like I don't know how to tell him like you don't need the second part. Like imagine if you went to buy a car and the guy's like, yeah, it's after taxes it's going to be $48,730. 48730. What are you doing? Stop it.
I can read a comma.
I can read a comma. This guy's going to put me in a comma.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's unique.
It's I finally stopped letting it get to me, and I no longer say anything about it. I have a delivery coming tonight, and you're going to be there. I really hope he does it.
Okay.
So you can hear him
I
do
can't
it.
wait. That's right, yes.
It's so bizarre. Well, for a while, though, I thought maybe he was just slow, because he doesn't seem like the fastest guy on Earth.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
All right.
But then he started reading both of them. I'm like, well, no, you clearly do know how to say it the proper way.
Yeah.
So you're doing this because you think it's for my benefit. It's bizarre. Anyway,
yeah,
come to Japan.
I've had a pretty good experience as far as that sort of customer servicey language exchange goes. The biggest challenge I guess we had was a couple of days ago. We were in Kyoto, and
Kyoto.
My wife wanted to get a specific set of beauty products for her mom from this one brand, and so we went to their counter at the Takashimaya Mall. And it was just like, I had to kind of remember my counting words, my counter words on the fly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, which is the one for like a bottle? What's that one? Oh yeah. But actually that one went pretty well in the end. And I even caught the lady there asking me what we were doing. I would say, oh, well, tomorrow we're going to be in Nagoya again. And oh yeah. Said,
why?
No. She said something in Nagoya was very fun. Or she enjoyed going there. It's like,
oh, good. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Very good. Very well. And that worked out. Yeah.
Yeah. With the counters, you can never go wrong with tsu or ko. If you're getting two of something, like futatsu's fine, niko's fine. It doesn't have to be the counter. They don't care. And neither should you.
All right.
Pointing to the audience.
That's a good tip. Tsu or ko.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are those interchangeable or are those all specific? I'm blanking.
I think tsu is for literally anything. Ko is for smaller things.
Yeah.
But that includes a thing you could buy over a counter.
Okay.
And I only know it so commonly because it's in every Dragon Quest game.
Oh yeah.
Your inventory is done by Ko.
Oh, the wrinkle in that conversation was also because the products have numbers on them.
Oh, fun.
So it's like number 1. I want 2 of number 2.
Okay.
4 of number 1. That sort of.
Number 5, extra large, with a Coke.
So it got a teeny bit twisty, but it worked out.
Okay.
Well,
it's working because you look great.
It's not for me.
Oh.
It's for my mother-in-law.
You still look great.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Yeah, well, I've been using sunscreen a lot, of
Good.
course. Thank goodness my wife buys the great Asian sunscreen. I've been using that liberally.
Cupid. Oh.
However, I did make kind of a rookie mistake, and now I'm a little embarrassed from that. I made a big mistake. We went to the Higashiyama Zoo.
Yeah.
Here in town. Gigantic zoo. Kind of surprised us how big it was. As far as zoo. Like, we thought we'd be there for probably half a day. We turned out to be there half and another half.
Oof.
So we were there pretty much the entire time from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of zoo.
And we were walking around. I'm in my shorts. And, I put on my sunscreen when we go. Of course, it's good.
Right.
I did covered most everything well enough. Except for the back of my legs.
Oh.
So by the time we got home, my legs were kind of like looking pockmarked with red.
Oh, dear.
But here's the other dumb thing I did. It's been a long day. My dogs are barking. I want to take a nice hot bath. A little bit extra hot.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I go soak in the tub for a little bit and have a nice time. But of course, I'm burning my legs even more, essentially. Yep. And my blood vessels aren't a fan of that.
Oh, no.
So by tomorrow morning, and I think this is the day we go to Kyoto, I look at my legs, and they basically now look like a flaming hot Cheeto.
Oh, no.
Just dusted in red, as well as like, my yellowish corn leg underneath. And yeah, for some reason, I still decide to wear shorts. So we go to Kyoto. We go around the shrine. Not only am I wearing shorts like a dorky tourist, but now I have very obviously sunburnt legs and bath burnt legs. So
everyone's pointing. You look at the bath burned guy.
Yeah, well, I wasn't too concerned in the end, but
Good.
It still was kind of silly. Also going to the Nintendo store after that and just being like the guy with shorts. Sunburned.
Right. It is shorts are.
Yeah.
The more I'm here, the more I realize that shorts are a very gaijin thing, or maybe a tourist thing. Like I told my wife, like we went out for dinner the other night and it was warm, so I put on shorts and sneakers, and we were walking to the restaurant, and we're like 2 blocks into this walk, and I'm like, oh man, I look like a tourist.
Yeah.
I just because I know that if I saw myself from a block away, I'd be like, look at that tourist.
Look at that fucking guy.
Look at that fucking guy.
Oh my
There's
God.
no shame in being a tourist, of course, but I don't want to be misinterpreted,
Get your
misconstrued as a tourist.
Nintendo bag there, guy.
Yes.
You like your Mario shirt? I'm wearing the Mario shirt I got there today, by the way, right now.
Oh, is that? I thought that was white. It's like an off-white.
Yeah.
It's more than off-white. It's like a cream.
It's like a light peach.
It's like a light. Ooh, light peach.
Not unlike the princess.
That's her name. Don't wear it out.
Yes.
What's her first name?
Marilda.
All right. Marilda.
So yeah, I've moved on now to just wearing my long pants. But I mean, the thing is that I did do some research into the right type of pants to wear because I started off the trip just wearing my jeans, and I can't wear that in hot weather too long. I'll just get sweaty legs, and that's not comfortable. But these pants I got on now are pretty good. These are called tactical pants. I know that's some masculine bullshit. A lot of things are like the tactical. Tactical wipes for dudes only.
Jesus.
Get your tactical soap.
Okay.
This is a name brand. What was it? Union Bay pants or something.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been doing okay. Just embarrassed to expose my legs anymore at this point.
Yeah.
Kyoto, we're doing 2 separate days in Kyoto. One was just to go to the Yasaka Jinja Shrine.
Oh, yeah.
Which is close to the mall where we were going to go anyway, because I also want to look at the Nintendo store. That store, meh.
I've never been.
I'm a little really. What's this bag over here then?
They sell those at Village Vanguard
Oh,
everywhere.
this Zelda bag
Oh, that. No,
that
okay.
I also saw at the Nintendo store.
Okay, hang on.
And-
You're talking about? Hang on.
And the bag over here from the actual
We're
shopping
moving over.
Nintendo Tokyo. Okay, I get it.
Hang on. Let me explain
That's
this.
the other capital.
Let me explain this.
Yeah, sure.
I'm moving away from my mic, but I think Ray's mic can pick me up.
I can pick it up.
This is the Zelda bag I bought at Village Vanguard
Okay,
years ago.
Yeah.
It is also sold at the Nintendo store.
that's correct. I saw it.
My wife saw it has fallen into horrible condition.
Yeah.
So, for Christmas,
Ah.
she ordered online a brand new one.
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
Perfect.
Look how nice that looks.
It's beautiful.
And they
Pristine.
they have a second. I kind of wish you'd gotten the second design because I want that one as well. But yeah, this was a purchase from, I believe she's really into Mercari. Is that what it's called?
Mercari?
Mercari.
Yeah.
Right now. Is this empty? You're leaving beverages on my couch?
I tried to be very protective of
You're
it.
killing me.
That's why it's way over there.
Okay.
It's empty.
Well, I'll let it stay there because
Yeah.
it looks like it's sitting on the couch, and that's cute.
It's fine. Anyway.
All right. Hi, everybody.
I mean, the Nintendo store was nice and big and everything, but a lot of that stuff I'm just kind of too old to enjoy.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm not into Splatoon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not into Pikmin or Animal Crossing. I'm not super into the new Zelda stuff. So, like, all the merchandise about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not really, like, jumping at.
But Mario, that's evergreen.
Mario's pretty good. I also forgot but did leap at the chance to get the gachapon machines where they have 1/3 of a NES or Famicom controller
What?
as like a keychain.
1/3?
Yeah, so you can get a D-pad or the select and start buttons or the A and B buttons.
And you got to collect all three.
Well, it turns out I spent 1,800 yen to get 3 of them, and all
Okay.
3 were all of the NES pieces.
Oh,
So I was
good.
like, okay, I'm cashing out. I'm good.
Do they fit together?
They don't fit together.
Oh, boy.
No, they just they're not even like well, they're sort of proportional but to the real thing, but not really because they're a bit thicker in the back. They got some junk in
Same.
the trunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got those. That was good.
Okay.
And then I got a mechanical pencil. I got this shirt, of course, the Mario Cast shirt.
Very nice.
They also have like the old box art Mario box art shirts.
Ooh.
But I already got 2 of those before. I had
Oh.
ordered those a couple of those online before, and they shrunk a little bit, so I didn't really need to get the other 2. So I just got this generic Mario Cast instead.
Pretty good.
And then my wife got a gift for her friend and a Sephiroth amiibo for herself.
Very nice.
That was essentially it. I
Okay.
didn't want to spend too much time there. It was an all right store. I just, I wish again that the museum had been open by the time we went, because that was really half of the reason we were going to Kyoto. But yeah, and I think so. Next time in a couple days now, we will go to Fushimi Inari with the Senbon Tori.
I've never been there either.
The 1,000,001 Tori gates or whatever it is.
That's a lot.
Walk through that. Yeah.
It's a lot of gates.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Tori.
Yeah.
I got attacked by a bird.
Oh, that's right.
I got dive bombed by a fucking crow.
What did it want from you?
On the way to a job. I don't know. I heard later. Well, I
Just
was.
a taste for flesh?
It wanted the flesh.
Skull flesh?
It wa- our pal
oxymoron.
Diamond Fight commented on Blue Sky that it is their hatching season, I believe. And here's my hypothesis: like, some crows were looking for a place to lay eggs,
Yeah.
and flew over. They saw this downtown intersection at 3 a.m. when there's no one there,
Yeah.
and then decided to make, hey, no one's here. Let's make our nest here.
First of all, what are they doing up?
Right? Yeah, go to bed. Come on. But then the next day, there's just people all over the place, and they're losing their shit, squawking and cawing, like, get out of here. This is our home. No.
Yeah.
And I pull up to this crosswalk. I had the red light, so I stop my bike. And from across the street, there's a crow just fucking going nuts, cawing repeatedly on top of the opposite post. Just nonstop cawing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look up at it, and then I look back down, and it flies to the stoplight above me.
Yeah.
And I look
Uh-oh.
up at it again.
Oh.
And I guess that set it off, because as soon as the light turned green, I started crossing, and it just went for my head and just careened off my head.
What in the world?
And I shouted out, "Jesus Christ!"
As you do.
Which Japanese people do love to hear. They find it hilarious when gaijin say Jesus Christ, and they will repeat it.
It is a good one.
It's pretty good. Second only to "Oh My God,"
Right.
which is another Japanese classic.
And Oh My Car.
"Oh My Car." I should have said "Oh My Car." And I thought nothing of it. I was very confused. Did not think it had done any damage, and I just kept biking. I got to the job, immediately went into a bathroom to check my head,
Yeah.
and saw that I was bleeding. It had absolutely poked a hole in my noggin.
Oh, Jesus.
Cleaned it up as best I could, did the recording job, went home. My wife disinfected it, put a little thing on it. And now I think it's fine. It's been 4 days, and they say that the early symptoms of tetanus show up 4 days later.
Yeah.
And so far, so good.
And you're no more rabid than usual.
No, well, they don't carry rabies.
Yeah. Well.
They're birds. That's not how birds do. But I don't remember the last time I had a tetanus booster, and by the time I thought it was a possibility, it was too late. It wouldn't have mattered if I got the shot anyway. So I'm just like, I guess we'll wait it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm feeling fine so far. By the time this comes out, you'll know.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we'll know. I'm so far so
By
good.
the time the night's over, we'll see where Alex ends up keeled over.
That's right.
Oh boy, that's craziness. I know the crows are on another level here in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
They're extremely loud. They take no shit, but
Yeah.
I really didn't think they were always going to actually attack people.
Yeah, it's not great.
Just a whole new level of asshole.
Like, why me though? Did it? Because I was wearing I have very big sunglasses. Did it take the sunglasses as a threat? Like I had big eyes and I was trying to eat it, or hunt its
maybe.
young.
Maybe the reflection of light bounced off your lens or something.
Oh God!
And he got pissed off at that. Yeah. Because back home, like they're relatively quiet, the crows. They mostly just try and like drop nuts from high up to try and crack things open. And
I do that too.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the street when you came to the building?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of acorns.
That's right.
But
Good for you.
yeah, so it's been a good trip so far. I have to say, just my son is crazy. He is off the wall everywhere we go. Really cannot sit him down in a public place at all without him just trying to grab something or just yelling at the top of his lungs. And I'm like, I think he enjoys just being out.
Yeah.
And
It's fun.
every time we've gone up to the subway platform, like immediately once you exit the elevator, he always goes, oh, oh. And I don't really know what he's excited at, because I know he likes trains and stuff, but it's always right as we get there.
Well,
And I don't know if he's pointing at the crowd or the train itself or anything.
I think it's the excitement of just being on the overworld. You know, when you finish a
Yes.
dungeon in Zelda and you grab that Triforce piece and you get warped out of it and you're like, all right, on to the next adventure. I think that's what's going through his mind.
And I think he enjoys the commotion.
Yes.
He's a bit of an extrovert, is what it is, I think.
Okay.
And he just likes being out and
Good.
seeing people. But he doesn't understand he's in Japan, where people are kind of reserved.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, of course, I do understand that little kids in Japan are generally kind of treated like royalty. And, you always you always hear that Japan's a great place to raise your kids. I get it. He always is given a set of kids' utensils at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Not always a booster seat, because some of them don't always have booster seats, but sometimes he will be given one, and that's good. I think within 2 days, he had already seen like 2 halves of a Mickey Mouse utensil set.
Oh, wow.
One place gave him a bowl, the other place gave him the fork and spoon.
I would say Japan is a great place to raise a child until they have to enter the public school system.
That's another thing I was gonna say. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can raise the kid. If you have a little kid, they will be treated great. They'll have a great time, sure. Then what? Like, you're gonna put him
Yeah.
in the job market or even college, like
Yeah.
even high school necessarily, like, then what? You're gonna move back? You're gonna move him back? Yeah, it's a toss up.
Yeah.
But it has been great, and so I haven't been too freaked out by him, creating a huge commotion just by being himself. I know that most people will let it slide.
Yeah.
It's still not great for us.
Aw.
Because we also don't like to create a commotion.
Yeah. Oh, I have to deal with that sometimes because my wife will, like, very rarely, not this does not happen often. She'll sometimes hit a breaking point and snap if somebody at a shop is being particularly rude.
Yeah.
And every time I'm of two minds. I'm like, oh, awesome, yeah, that the employee's being a real prick. This is great. And then the other half is like me trying to hide my face, like, honey, please.
Oh,
it is. I agree with what you're doing. It is also very embarrassing. Because I'm the same way. I try not to get, like, I don't get snippy with staff unless something real bad has taken place.
Right.
But her threshold is much lower than mine.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, good for her on some level.
Yeah. I mean, she's not mean. She's not like I don't know, what's the Japanese equivalent of a Karen?
I don't know.
I don't know. She's not that bad, but
Atsuko?
But she's not an Atsuko. But when service has been pointedly poor, then there will be a response.
All right. Well, bucking the stereotype in some ways. I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. Well, you saw him in action. As you mentioned. We went out to the Kaiten and you met for the first time. And yeah, he was fairly energetic, but he likes to kind of toss his water cup around. And so we had
Me too. Check it out.
Yeah. Ow!
Oh, I hit you with that.
My meniscus.
That's a flower. All right.
A few days ago, we went to Eggs and Things.
Oh, Tamago Nado.
Yeah, for brunch in Sakai.
Cool.
And he was peak bad behavior at that point.
Oh.
They were very nice and gave him the kids' utensils and also a crayon set, but he was just picking out these crayons and just tossing them around.
Oh boy.
And not really enjoying the creative process. They give you the paper to color on.
Yeah.
And like, we gave him his cup of water. We brought his special cup with like two little handles on it, but he likes to take a sip from it. But he also will just like randomly fling it, like sort of jerk it and then fling water everywhere.
Oh boy.
And so he had spilled water onto the floor of the restaurant.
Oh, oh no.
The poor guy had pulled out the paper towels and started wiping it up. And I think at that place we had gone through 2 rounds of kids' utensils because he kept dropping the spoon and fork on the floor and they kept getting new ones. He was just not stopping. And that's when I kind of felt my worst because just like, dude, you gotta like calm down, please, for the love of God. Eat something.
It's very hard to be rational or logical with children because they don't care.
Yeah, especially 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
I get it. And in some ways, like, we do go to these places soon after they open, so it's not exactly like at peak rush time or anything.
Oh, good. Okay.
But we do, we give the employees something to work on in the first start of the day. It's just like, clean up our kids' mess. Well, I mean, please, you don't have to. I'll clean up what I can, but geez, I'm sorry. Also, when we went out to dinner, all of us, we went back to your place here, and he would just started moving and grooving inside the apartment, just on his own little. He was trying out some new dance moves.
Oh yeah, is that when he was just falling down?
He was doing kind of like a split.
That was great.
Yeah, walking backwards, but also in a split, and just kind of breakdance sort of stuff.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. He warmed up to you guys pretty early. He's pretty generally good with strangers.
Yeah.
He warms up to people. And Also, Rui gave us a bunch of snacks
Oh, yeah?
appropriate for him. Kind of a lifesaver, I must say. So I'll say thanks to Rui once
Oh, good.
again. Gave us a nice little surplus of snacks that we can put in his snack cup. And
She
use.
loves giving people snacks.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. Very helpful because we had already bought a little package of animal crackers before that, and now we had like the double pack, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. He loves it. We're good. What else? Well, I guess our next big event would have been yesterday when we went to Legoland.
The guy from Lord of the Rings.
No, a whole land about Lego.
Oh.
Lego bricks?
Sure.
Which actually they call blocks in Japanese.
What?
Which I can't believe they let slide. The Lego Corporation.
Yeah, a block isn't necessarily a brick.
No. But the things at the place in English are called brick. There's like a ride called Brick Party.
All right. Great.
But when you talk about it, you say Lego block. So I don't get it. But I really wanted to go to Legoland for my son because there is at Legoland a Duplo area. And it's like a covered thing for the toddlers where they can just go and have fun on this little toddler appropriate little play pen sort of area. We go to Legoland. It is closed off for renovation.
What?
Duplo area is pretty much closed off. I am livid to myself because this was the core reason to go to Legoland for my son. And they don't give you any announcements. I have the Legoland app. There's no like announcement page saying, "Hey, this is going to be closed for a while." No indication.
Do you think Duplo is short for duplicitous?
in this case, yes.
Okay.
Legoland Japan, yeah.
God damn it.
What was open was the Duplo Express, which is a little train.
Okay.
It's like a tiny 4 or 5 car train. It takes 3 laps, and it's for the little tots. And
okay. Does it have the women only car like a regular train does?
No, but you can. I'm afraid not.
Okay.
But you can accompany the child, and so I sat in there with him. And yeah, it's a short little train ride. But as it turned out, and we got to Legoland right when it opened, and once I got mad at the Duplo thing, I was just like, okay, let's just take the train ride first of all. Anyway, turned out to be the longest wait at Legoland. Not for like general, because it was just like a 30-minute wait, and we were there right in the middle of the line, so it was okay. But apparently, it was the most popular one to start with because the attendant guy ended up opening the gate to extend the line, and then changed 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Oh boy.
But again, we were in the middle. We were fine. I just thought it was funny. Like, wow, this little dinky, silly toddler train turned out to be the longest wait in the entire park. Because I look on the app and all the waiting times are still like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And that was going on for like the first couple hours of the park being open. But we got our little train ride.
Good.
We got some pictures. And nonetheless, he didn't get his full Duplo play experience that I wanted. But there were enough rides that he could enjoy and things he could look at that we still got our money's worth, I suppose. There was a little carousel. There was another sort of ride with planes that he really liked. But he liked these rides. He loved them. He was laughing his head off. He does his laugh scream, which is very adorable. Because we also went to the Science Museum in Nagoya. And there is this, one of the first exhibits there is like a couple of balls that shoot up. You can push the button and the balls will be shot up with air. A gust of air blows the balls way up and high, way up in the sky. Not really the sky, but the ceiling.
The sky of the room. Yes, the ceiling.
It was the most excited I have ever seen him in my life. He was like, oh my God, that kind of reaction.
I saw the video. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, just like, ah! Constantly, every time the balls went up. And I was like, we don't have to do anything else.
It's great.
We could just stay here at this thing.
Get one at home.
Oh my God, yes. And so he was kind of like that on the Lego rides, but him being 2 years old and not understanding that things can end, the ride would end, and he would immediately cry and get super upset. He got so upset at one of the rides that my wife was just like, okay, let's just go again. Yep. And it was me with him first, and then she went with him. So I was doing the filming.
Oh, good.
But a good visit overall. He was just not fully equipped for it emotionally.
Who amongst us is?
And then we got coerced into buying a photo.
Oh no.
There is a ride called the Submarine Adventure at Legoland, which is a good ride, but they take your picture at the beginning for some reason. They just have an area there where it's a family picture. And then at the end you come out and you get your QR code for this picture.
Okay.
And I was just like, okay, cool, a picture.
Wait, can I guess how much it cost?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to say, well, I know it was 4 digits.
It is 4 digits. It's not crazy.
Oh, 1,800 yen.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I'd say that is slightly crazy for a photo.
A little bit, but you can choose your background. You can choose the folder you can get it in and everything and blah, blah, blah. But I was just like, oh, this isn't actually free, which I guess is not surprising, but I was just caught off guard for a second. I was like, oh, okay, well, 1,800, here you go. And then, part of, well, wait, what do we go? Well, we went to the restaurant there. There is a Japanese restaurant at Legoland.
Cool.
Irodori, the Japanese restaurant. You go up in an elevator to the second floor where the restaurant is. It's not very Japanese style. It's like a giant cafeteria still.
Okay.
Like everything else you might expect there. It's just that they serve Japanese style dishes. And they have a weird ordering system because I've never been to Legoland before and I don't know how they do it in other parts of the world at Legoland. But their ordering system is you pick out a series of colored Lego bricks that represent items on the menu.
I already hate this.
You place them on a Lego panel. So you put them on the Lego panel thing. You then raise your hand to call the attendant. And then they review what you've put. They review your bricks.
Jesus Christ.
And that's your order, essentially.
Okay. I can see how that's cute.
It is cute.
I would also still prefer to just tell you the food that I would like to order. It
is definitely one of those bullshit things you can just guess. The people in charge are going, well, we have to integrate. We have to let our guests engage with Lego at every opportunity.
We got to use Lego or they're not going to know where they are.
Yeah. Our guests are enveloped in the world of Lego, and so we have to give them.
It'd be really funny if, you went to pay for the food and you handed over a 10,000 yen note, and for change, they just handed you a handful of Legos.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come again. Wait, what about my... Come again. Just shove you out the door.
It's like regular money, but fun.
Lego bucks.
So that was silly. But in that restaurant also was like a little pit of Lego bricks and Duplo bricks. And so he got some of his play experience there. And it is one of those things where you can just hear the executives going, you have to integrate the experience of play at every touch point. Here for our guests.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to enjoy Lego alone in my own home.
Right. Yes.
For free.
Plenty of opportunities to buy Lego things at Legoland, of course. They have what they literally call the big store, the big shop.
Oh, wow.
Which is the giant Lego store at Legoland, and you can buy every single set that they sell.
Oh, my God.
And all sorts of keychains, the minifig keychains. I almost bought the Sonic keychain, but I was like,
I just remembered. I used to have... I forgot about this for like a decade. I used to have a Lego Indiana Jones keychain from Legoland.
Yeah.
On my coin wallet for years.
They probably still have it. I didn't spot it. But
yeah, eventually it just got ground down to hell because it was, a keychain attached to a wallet.
That's like me now with my Boku no Natsumi keychain that I got. I put an extra layer of lacquer on it to try and protect it from the elements. It's still got plenty of jeans lint on it.
Jeans lint! Oh, man.
Boku's a little fuzzy.
Gene Lint is the name of an alderman somewhere.
But Legoland was all right. But on the way to Legoland from the train station, you take the Aonami line.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the Aonami line.
It's a very, just one line.
It's great. That's how you get to immigration.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The last stop is the stop that goes to Legoland.
Yeah, Kinjo Futo.
Kinjo Futo.
Yeah. Futo.
And you just walk on this walkway all the way to Legoland, but in the middle of that is the store Furniture Dome.
Yeah!
A big furniture store. Not quite a dome. It's quite blocky, really, for a store. But as we were walking by, they have you can see in the window, they have a toy department.
Oh,
A small toy department, but one nonetheless.
the Toy Dome.
And I saw Tomica stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Now, one of the things I didn't get at the Tomica shop, tell me if you remember, they have a little 7-Eleven display set. You can get a tiny 7-Eleven to use your cars with. Tomica shop didn't have it at the station. I noticed the Tomica section as we were going to Legoland. I was like, okay, we'll come back later. We have our fun at Legoland. I come back. I'm like, I'm going to run in now for a little bit. I just need 3 seconds to go look at the Tomica stuff. I look at the shelf. There's the 7-Eleven. I'm like, okay, I need 5 minutes. Let me go buy this. This is on the 2nd floor. The cashier's on the 1st floor, so I go down to the escalator.
Great.
Make my wife and kid wait for me as I, again, buy this thing that is pretty much just for my own self-serving.
Yeah.
Because I like 7-Eleven, and I want a little toy 7-Eleven that my son can also play with. Because I am a silly millennial dad.
You're a silly Billy.
Anyway, I got the 7-Eleven. That was taken care of. Checklist done as far as that goes. And so thank you, Furniture Dome, for selling more than furniture, I guess.
You know, every year they have Wrestle Kingdom up in the Tokyo Dome. I say we move it to the Furniture Dome one of these years.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Seems like a natural fit.
Yeah.
Considering all the chairs they throw.
I would like to see, I'd like to see someone get pile driven into a king-size bed.
Yeah. Oh, at Legoland, they also have a mini land, which is a bunch of, Lego displays, a bunch of things made out of millions of Legos.
I used to love those.
They have the Nagoya Dome.
Yes.
You can look at the Nagoya Dome and have little baseball players run around there.
Oh, man.
A bunch of other Japanese
I remember
landmarks.
That was, I think that maybe the first, as a child, that was the first thing that just blew my mind. We went to the Lego store in Times Square.
Yeah.
I must have been like 4 or 5. And they had
Really?
like 5 or 6 feet tall, a Lego astronaut.
Okay, yeah.
This is in 1987 or 8, but like a full-size made of Lego astronaut, and I was just staring wide-eyed at it, and I would not leave it. Like my mom's like, "We're gonna go into the store now." Like I'm looking at this, like I was still boggling it over. Like, how did they make this? How'd they get this many pieces?
Yeah.
And here's something I still don't know about these things. What's inside? Is it Lego inside, or is there like a base? There's gotta be a base, right?
Are you asking if it's hollow?
Not hollow. I don't think it's hollow. Side note, though, if it were hollow, it would be very fun to just tackle one to the ground.
Right.
But like, is there something underneath, or do they start and it's just all Lego?
I have no idea. I would imagine if I was being clever, I would build it and it would be hollow, but then you sort of turn it upside down and then spray foam in it that hardens.
Oh,
like fix a flat foam.
That's a good idea.
Spray it full of that.
All right, let's do that.
That would harden it up, I bet. Yeah. But yeah, those are all over Legoland, of course.
Cool.
Not just characters, but yeah, Mini Land, which is like a bunch of
that's right.
Cityscapes.
Kids, before 3D printers, we had to do that by hand.
Yes.
That's what they were.
Uh-huh. And there's a bunch of signs telling you how many bricks they're made out of and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, pretty decent. I like the submarine adventure at Legoland. Yeah,
all right.
Pretty cool. Very nice.
All right.
And again, it was not a peak day. So that submarine probably fit, I think, 6 people. It was just us in one sub. So that was cool. Didn't have to wait for really any rides at all, except for that first train.
Cool.
The kiddie train.
How much was admission?
I think cresting 10,000 yen
per person.
I completely forget. I can bring up the app right now.
Okay. Because I'm not against visiting Legoland. I've never actually been there.
So, of course, you can get like a combo ticket because there's another place called Sea Life next door, and it's a little aquarium. And that was okay. I think that was worth it. I think the cheapest ticket, though, just Legoland, is something like 5,000 or 6,000 ish.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's like just enough to be too expensive.
You know what? I'm so not confident in myself. I need to look it up. So let's put in a musical interlude.
Okay.
Look it up. Okay, it's actually much better than I could have thought, really. Legoland Japan, just by itself, an adult ticket is $4,500.
Okay.
Now, if you get Legoland and Sea Life for one day, it's $5,300.
It's not bad.
Kids 3 and up, thank God my son was under the limit, $3,300. That's for
Okay.
just Legoland. So yeah. And of course, there is also the Legoland Hotel next to it. If you are so crazy about Legoland that you need to go multiple times, you can stay at the hotel. It's crazy. I'm not a big Lego guy. I probably never will be.
I was a Lego maniac, much like the commercials.
Yeah, a little bit. They have the medieval section, and that was a nice throwback for me because I like those night sets from back in the
and
day.
the little Robin Hood hats.
Yeah.
Love them.
They had those going on. That was cool.
Cool.
But otherwise, yeah, I've seen it.
Saying it.
What
What about nano blocks?
I never messed with those.
They're like 20% too small.
Yeah.
They're infuriating. I built a
True to their name, I guess.
Yeah, I've built 2 nano block things. One was small, one was large. They both fall apart if you look at them wrong.
Yes.
One of them was a Dragon Quest dragon. There was an official Dragon Quest line of nano blocks, and I bought the titular dragon, and I put it together, and it stayed. I had it on the bar, and it stayed together for a day.
Jeez.
And then like the wings started falling off.
Come on.
Things were just would not.
What are you doing? Good Lord.
No, the tail fell off. The base dragons don't have wings.
Yeah.
This is obvious Dragon Quest trivia. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, Lego.
Nah.
And no, I don't need to go to Super Nintendo World or anything. I'm not going all the way to Osaka now.
No?
No.
I still want to get out there.
They still got one at Hollywood now. I think it's better for
I
us to take a road
forgot.
trip down there and do it to Hollywood instead.
Okay.
Unless they do something really crazy like have Famicom World and then.
No, that's for nobody.
No. The museum will be all that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would love to go to the museum when that opens in
Oh,
Kyoto. Don't need to be
exciting.
going to Osaka just yet.
no,
It's kind of a small country in the end. It's roughly the size of California.
it is.
All right, forget it. I'm enjoying it. It's good to be back. Good to see you again, of
Yeah.
course. And my family loves it, of course.
Japan's great.
We hope to be back soon. So you want to talk about video games? It was Video Game Trailer Day.
Oh, that's right. Hang on. I haven't seen any
It
of them.
was Summer Game Fest. I caught some of the highlights. And so that means because Alex didn't see it, he can't do that bit that we usually do where
No.
he runs down the trailers with the NBA on NBC music.
No. Wait, was this a Nintendo Direct?
No. It
Oh.
was Summer Game Fest. It
Oh,
was
because
the-
I only do that bit for Nintendo Direct.
Oh, I thought you did it for the Game Awards.
Did I do for the Game
Yeah.
Awards?
Didn't
All right,
you?
sure. I don't know.
Well, not a whole lot going on there, but there was a game that they announced. It was a pixel art arcade beat 'em up of Power Rangers.
Ooh.
And I thought, okay, well, it looks good. Glad people are getting work, pixel art artists and everything, the animators. It looks quite all right. Conceptually, though, I know we're trying to do what Ninja Turtles did. Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, right? We had that coming out. It was a throwback to the original Ninja Turtles arcade games that we loved so much. I get it. Power Rangers didn't really have any kind of arcade game in that way. They had the console games that were kind of like beat 'em ups, but not in the same way that the Ninja Turtles ones were. The belt scrollers. This new Power Rangers game is pretty much a belt scroll beat 'em up, like the Ninja Turtles games. And I was like, okay, are we just like co-opting our nostalgia, replacing it onto this thing instead? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have the Super Nintendo Power Rangers game at the bar, and I've heard, I don't know if it's rare or not, but I've heard from Japanese customers that it is rare, or at least the Japanese version of that is.
Yeah, that makes sense. because all that stuff was made for the American audience.
Yeah.
And it was made by Natsume,
Oh yeah.
who does good work, but they very clearly were given the task of making a straightforward action game for kids.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, but it does look great. It is a good set of games. And Sega made their own versions that were different from all that. But the Natsume Super Nintendo games, yeah, are all pretty good.
I like it. I've only played the one. I don't know what the other one's
First
like.
one, there's the movie, and then there's the Battle Racers one.
Battle
and
Racers?
then the Fighting Edition.
Ooh. I don't remember.
Power Rangers, the Fighting Edition. Those are all made by Natsume, and they're all good. But yeah, none of them are Konami beat 'em ups like the Ninja Turtles arcade games.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. But again, it looks decent. Not saying it looks bad. It's just conceptually I don't get it. And Street Fighter 6 is getting Terry and Mai from the Fatal Fury.
Yes, my boy Tom was flipping his lid this morning because he's a huge SNK fan.
Yeah.
According to him, the only kid in Scotland with a Neo Geo. So he was very excited for that.
I assume. I mean, unless Tom's really wealthy.
Maybe I'll let him tell you tonight. But it was like his dad ran a very successful pub in Scotland, which I think he recently sold. Actually, it was the last independent pub in Dundee.
Nice.
Called the Phoenix,
which
kind of a historical landmark, which is pretty cool. But the pub really started picking up, I guess, back in the day, and his dad told the kids, "What do you want? I'll buy you a thing." And I guess his sister got a horse, and Tom's like, "I want a Neo Geo."
Yeah. The early '90s boy version of having a pony.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, nice.
Right.
Yeah, and it is interesting. Just the fact that a mainline Street Fighter game is getting SNK characters, and it's not like costumes or anything, it's the actual characters.
Yeah.
And so it might lead to more things. I don't know. People are like, maybe this will be like a re-release of the old Capcom versus SNK games. That'd be nice.
Hey.
Now that we can say for sure that Capcom and SNK are friends again. I don't think they ever had a falling out or anything. It just was
No.
It was a weird time decade or so ago for SNK.
Isn't SNK owned by Saudi blood money man?
Yeah, there's a big part of some Saudi money in SNK
Yeah.
now.
Bulgogi, what's his name?
I do not know.
All right.
It's questionable. But in terms of the news of it,
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. We'll see what that gives us. Yeah, and then some other games.
What do we got? The new Ski Free.
Man, I wish.
Galactic Pinball.
Everybody's been worrying about Xbox or wringing their hands. What's Xbox doing? What's they going to do? Are they going to kill the consoles? What are they going to do? Just bring back Ski Free. You don't need to buy 900 video game studios and spend more money than God to own half of the video game industry. You just need to make a new Ski Free.
Bring it back. Let everyone get a taste for how good it was.
Yeah.
Then you roll out Ski Pro and you start charging for it.
Yeah.
Right? $7.99.
Ski Premium.
Ski Premium.
Ski Not So Free. Eh?
Whoop.
Hey. Ski Pay Up.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, the Xbox show, I guess, is in a couple days.
Okay. Let's go.
Whatever. No, it's online. It's a video.
Oh.
You watch a video online, and then you make a bunch of takes based on what they announced or not.
Cool.
You say Xbox is dead, or Xbox maybe less dead, and you put that on your YouTube.
Xbox, turn on.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as video games in general, I've not played anything because, of course, my son is a handful. But one of my shopping tasks here in Japan was to maybe get a used copy of the new Endless Ocean game on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
To get the bottom dollar price I could get for it. And in Osu, that worked out fine. I found a used copy because I knew someone would be selling it pretty soon after they bought it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that game did not get great reviews, but I still want to play it because I like that series. And so, yes, nailed it.
Cool.
Saved about $20.
Nice. And all you had to do was fly to Japan.
All I had to do was fly to Japan. But it was worth it. And I got a toy 7-Eleven for my son.
That's fun. Yeah, that's the shop where you bought that is the shop where Maddie bought her pink PS3 controller last time she was in town.
That's right. And we hung out with Maddie as
We
well.
did. We went out for a nice lunch with her.
Yes, that was part of our time with Alex.
We did Yabaton, which I haven't been to in years, and I thought I didn't like, and then I ate it, and I was like, "Oh, this is real good."
Miso katsu, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
stuff.
I'm not a big miso fan.
Oh,
I'm living in the wrong town
no kidding.
in the wrong time.
Where are you?
I don't know.
No, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, miso's not great, but turns out like fried pork is generally pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Generally, yeah. It works out.
I focused on that aspect of it. It was great.
Of course, it was nice to meet Maddie.
Yeah,
It
it was fun.
A little bit awkward just because I think it was just one of those things where you kind of meet someone for the first time and it's kind of in a rush also. And it's kind
Yeah.
of like really coming in hot as far as the meeting goes. But very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Maddie's fun. She came by,
She's,
hung out at the bar a bit.
Moving out of this country.
Moving on, moving up.
So, yeah. Best of luck.
Yeah,
We wish her well.
as we do all cops. That's not right.
No. What? Oh, that's right. Her name.
Oh, outstanding.
What else, Alex?
I don't have any vacation news because I'm not on vacation.
No.
I'm just guest starring in yours.
How do you like Japan?
It's true.
I heard some things.
I got some complaints about PR. Did I talk about this? No.
What is PR?
PR is permanent residency,
Okay.
which is basically your forever visa, which every foreigner in Japan wants if they plan to stay here. The thing about PR is that there are several guides online that tell you what the requirements are. They all conflict with each other. You can talk to immigration lawyers about what the requirements are. They all conflict with each other.
Okay.
I've yet to find any concrete list of requirements that captures everything that you need to be or do to get permanent residency. And I do know, because a lot of my friends have it, and I do know that if you've been married for at least 5 years to a Japanese national living in Japan, you can get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I didn't know this when I applied the first time. I was married for like 4.5 years, and I got denied.
Oh, okay.
When you get denied, they don't tell you why you got denied unless you file a special request to ask.
That's like when I played to college without an SAT score.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, get out of here.
But like, I learned some nightmare shit a couple weeks ago from a friend who was visiting from Tokyo who's also going for PR. He told me that, oh yeah, if you've been denied for PR, they are more strict with you each subsequent time that you apply. It's not the other way around. You'd think it'd be the opposite, where like, oh, I really want PR, so I'm gonna gambaru. I'm gonna really try hard and get it. No, they view it as a detriment that they failed you the first time. And so I had my application ready to go for my second attempt, and then I heard this, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I met with a lawyer yesterday, and I showed him because my app was 95% finished, and I dropped this giant folder of documents on his desk, and we looked through it together. He's like, yeah, if you submit this now, you probably have like a 50-50 shot. I'm like, what do you mean a 50-50 shot?
Because it's more strict now?
Because it's more strict, but also because he said my salary was too low. And I'm like, yeah, but it's I set my own salary. It's my company, and I intentionally set my salary low, so it's not a hindrance on the company, because I don't need that much money to live. I set my own salary low. He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. They want to see that your salary is this much. Like, okay, what do I do? He's like, yeah, you have to change your own salary to be this minimum. And I'm like, all right, well, I can do that. He's like, then you've got to wait 3 years because you need 3 years of proof that you've paid taxes on that salary. So at this point, I'm thinking, maybe I just don't want PR. And that snowballed into a whole line of thinking like, maybe I just want to leave Japan. That seems a little extreme.
Well, yeah.
So like the plan now, I guess, is just keep renewing my spousal visa until either me or my wife dies.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm going to get a second opinion from a different immigration lawyer that I'm in the midst of contacting right now.
Yeah, and that's not fun either.
Yeah, and you know what? If it does turn out to be a 50-50 shot, like, fuck it. I'll just submit it anyway because
Right.
what are they going to do? Deny me again?
Yeah.
I'm probably not ever getting it.
No, yeah, that's the right attitude.
So fuck it. Let's
Yeah.
just go.
Just go for it.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh my God. Lovely.
It's great. Love Japan. Love living in Japan. Remember recently where Biden was kind of chiding Japan.
Old Chiden Biden.
Joel Chiden Biden. That's what they call him. He was kind of down on Japan and a few other countries for being xenophobic, and Japan was the only one who stood up like, "Hey, no, we're not, Mr. Biden. You're mean. We don't think that's true at all." Meanwhile, every foreigner in Japan is just nodding like, "Yeah, no, guys,
Yeah.
we know it is. Like, you can stop pretending.
Yeah.
You can stop pretending that you give a shit."
An ironic counter to that is that I've seen some like TikTok videos.
Oh, jeez.
From Black people. I just, I think one was a resident and one was just visiting, and he was just like, "Yeah, people don't really look at you weird here. People just kind of treat you and go with the flow with you." And it's like, okay, well, that's great for you.
Yeah,
that's certainly great for you as someone who's maybe not, maybe doesn't have much of a filter to begin with. But I mean, no, they seemed like fine people. It was just like, yeah, no one like gives you a stare. No one stares at you because you're Black or whatever in this country necessarily. You're just a foreigner, which I guess in that one person's mind was better than being treated as Black.
I can see that.
General foreigner.
I can see that, but also you're still being called out for being different. Like, just because you're now part of a larger group of the other doesn't necessarily mean that behavior is okay.
I mean, I've seen part of that, daily life here and just walking around the streets. Like, no one really gives a shit, and everybody talks to you normally and no one really cares. But it's like, well, if you're trying to go another level deeper, a residency type of level, then I assume things are probably not going to go totally in your favor.
And I think the difference that I've noticed is, I think post-pandemic, now that tourism is booming in Japan, the difference that I notice is, in general, shop staff are less patient with me and less receptive to me.
Oh, really?
Like, when I moved here, I didn't feel like I was really ostracized in any way. If I went out to eat or if I went to a shop and I needed to talk to the staff, I would just deal with them.
Yeah.
And now I feel like they view me as a tourist and they don't want to deal with me. And they try to shuffle me off to some staff who speak English. And I'm just trying to look, I know what I want to buy. I need any employee to help me out.
What's an example?
It happens mostly at restaurants.
Really?
Yeah, we're like, my wife and I will go out, and they think that she's a foreigner too by association. They're like, well, she can't possibly be Japanese. Yeah.
Oh, I got the opposite.
Really?
Because I got the reverse of going with your wife to the car dealer where they'll talk to me first. No, people will talk to my wife first because she's Asian.
Yeah. Oh,
and she doesn't know Japanese, and I'm the one who does comparatively. And so I need to be the one leaning in and go, sumimasen.
No, we go out to eat at the there's a Yayoi Ken near here, which is a chain that we really like. It's like Otoya, but not as good. The chains where you order your meal from a machine near the entrance, and then it spits out a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
And then you sit down, they take the ticket, they make your thing. Otoya is our favorite. Yayoi Ken's our second favorite. We went to Yayoi Ken, and there's always someone working there who will see us, and then they'll either throw up the big X to say that they're full.
Wow.
Or they'll try to guide us in. I guess it's good that they're trying to use English, but it would be easier for everyone involved if they would just use Japanese.
Yeah. Well, we're only here for a couple of weeks, and so I guess we've gotten relatively lucky. Maybe if we were here longer, we'd experience more. But yeah, I've not seen anything that I've not been treated badly.
It might be
weirdly.
It might be an empathy thing on my part, because they see me. They assume, well, Japanese isn't happening, so they try to use English.
Yeah.
They get flustered. My extreme empathy kicks in, and then I feel guilty for that, so I make the situation more awkward.
Maybe.
And then I try to I speak Japanese to them, and then if I'm lucky, they will revert to Japanese and everything will be fine. And if I'm not, they will keep going in the English that they don't know.
Right.
And it will take us longer to get anything done. I wish I could just wear a lanyard that just says resident on it, and I do not have to worry about being mistaken for a tourist, and I know they're doing it in the interest of customer service. Like, I know they want the interaction to go smoothly, but it's not, because you're assuming that it's going to be difficult because you're assuming I'm a tourist.
Yeah.
And I blame all the tourists. I do not blame Japanese people for this in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that tourism is booming again, and a lot of folks are going to shops or restaurants, and they may not know Japanese, and they're just kind of making it shittier for the rest of us.
The only thing I still get tripped up on is this a restaurant where I need to wait for someone, or can I just go sit down?
Oh, yeah. Wait, I just assume you always have to wait for someone. Like, even in a kokoichi, I walk in, I wait for someone to go, "Name-sama desu ka?" And I'll be like, sheepishly hold up a 1.
Yeah, well, I was a little we went to Skia, and we just walked in and sat down, because that was clearly...
yes. Skia, you can do that. Okay.
Yeah. But there's also Shinpachi Shokudo.
That place is great.
Yes, It was great. And just by happenstance, we walked in, and someone was just turning towards the door and saw us, and I was just like, yes, 3 people, and he just directed us to the table.
Cool.
And I was like, well, would it have mattered either way? Could I just walk in? Because it's the same kind of place as Skia, in the sense that it's one of those salaryman dinner places.
That's right.
So,
have you ever tried walking in, just walking right back through to the kitchen?
No, I'm not. I'm not quite that kind of tourist.
Give it a go.
I'm not that American.
You're missing out.
No, yeah.
What do you got there? Spatula? You bring that from home, or they provide that? Oh, like Letterman.
It's a company issue?
Yeah. These your drums?
Oh, yeah. Letterman. God.
That's fun. Japan's fun.
I guess it's a matter of aggregate.
Yes.
I've been okay so far.
Yeah. But yeah, I also get it in Adeon, any like electronics store, which is a place where, like,
yeah, I imagine it's a little tougher then.
Typically, I don't want to be approached. I don't want to be approached by staff if they're going to be high pressure, and I believe all Japanese salesmen are high pressure. Like, you can't just walk in.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't lived in America for 18 years, but I imagine that Best Buy is still the same way, where someone sidles up to you and is like, "Oh, what can I help you find today?" Like, you can fuck right off is what you can do.
Gotta say, not so much anymore.
Really?
People are a lot more apathetic at Best Buy.
Good. And fortunately, I don't get harassed too much at Adeon. But yeah, even when they do try to deal with me, it's always kind of a reluctance, sort of. Okay, here we go. And I always pick up on that. And again, maybe it's my empathy reading too much into situations.
Yeah.
I'm cursed. I took one sociology course when I was in college, and it cursed me forever. Sociology 101. Because the professor laid out this very basic sociological tenet that everybody lives and works by, knowingly or unknowingly. And it's the idea that I am what I think you think I am. I have an image of what I think your image of me is.
Yeah.
And ever since I learned that, I walk around Japan every day knowing that the image of people of me is, here comes the big dumb foreigner.
Yeah.
And I cannot get over it, and I don't know how to get over it.
Or so if you're wearing shorts.
Or if I'm wearing, yes, they see the shorts, I get seen from blocks away. Shorts and sandals is fine. It's shorts and sneakers that it screams tourist to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And with that, that's our show.
I think that is our show. It's coming up on an hour and a half.
All right.
What else do we have here? I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. That's very brief. And it's because I'm doing this pivot to online ding dong come November. I really I have to be more on my, like, I have to do a lot more self-promotion. I have to be more on my social media game. I think I reluctantly have to go back to Twitter, and I don't want to. But I don't know what's going on.
You just do like a drive-by.
Yeah.
Post and go.
Yeah. Well, no, but what I mean is, like, my goofiness is my brand.
Yeah.
Which means all my tweets should ideally go out to everything I'm on.
Oh,
okay. Because I have to promote myself, and me making dumb jokes is promoting myself. So, like, do I now just, like, I moved over slowly to Blue Sky, where I posted the same things on Twitter and Blue Sky for a couple of months, and now it's Blue Sky only. because I'm just sick of wading through bots and Nazis. Botsies, we call them as a collective. And now I'm like, well, I guess enough people are cool with bots and Nazis that I guess I have to go back there to promote myself. It's really frustrating to see people that I know and love and respect who are still posting there daily. And I'm like, I guess we're doing this still? Like, I don't know. But I have to reach people and I have to promote myself. So like, I think I have to, and it sucks.
Well, do you think you have to because of those other people that we know? Because
yeah,
like,
I mean,
that's a different attitude than like just generally thinking, oh, well, this seems to be the place where it should be happening.
I don't know. I don't like,
which I don't agree with. I can go completely cold turkey. I don't care if I was doing YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
maybe I will some year, but
it's because I mean, like in fairness, before Dickwad bought the site and made it palatable to all kinds of hate speech, it was a great way to reach an audience. And I think a lot of those audiences are still there, and it's still an effective way to reach people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might do a trial month or so.
Yeah, maybe.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe that's what you need.
Because I have another video coming out
you
in
need
a
to
couple of
portion
weeks.
it out a bit.
Yeah. All right.
I know what you mean, though. There are a bunch of people in there where I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But yeah, I do that.
Not even people promoting themselves. Just general cool people still posting normal.
Yes.
What are you doing?
But well, what they're doing is I look at those posts and I look at the numbers and they've got tens of thousands of likes and retweets. And I'm like, oh, that's what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Well,
you get huge numbers here.
Yeah, but I'm not just referring to people promoting themselves or doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
The people I still have on there as friends or whatever, or mutuals, and just
the people we have on the We the Purple?
We the Purple.
The hell was
color
that?
Purple.
Thank you.
Hey, here's a picture of my baby putting his sunglasses on.
Let me see.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Those are my sunglasses.
Deal with it. Deal with it. .jpg. Thank you for listening to this episode of No More Whopper. Do I do the outroll? I got to turn to
sure.
See them. This is crazy.
Whatever.
All right.
I'm on vacation.
All right. Hang on. I'm going to turn my mic so I can...
I'm going to go look at Twitter.
I can't even. What? No. I mean, okay. Folks, go to our website, nomorewhoppers.com. I would also recommend you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/nomorewhoppers. There's ways you can help us. Thank you, everybody who signed up to listen to our A Game Site About Nothing bonus series. And
we're going to do our epilogue after this.
Yes, there's more of that coming. Then we've got even more fun bonus stuff coming for patrons. I don't think there's ever going to be a lull. I think maybe with the exception of this month, there's never going to be a lull with the bonus stuff as far as I know.
Maybe.
I'm promising more than we can deliver.
Yeah, you certainly are.
All right.
We have to have a conference about what we're going to do next.
Okay, I'll Zoom you in 5 minutes.
Thank you.
All right. We have a Discord.
I'll just go in the other room. I'll just go in the kitchen on my laptop.
Start doing the dishes.
Alex, you're muted. I can't hear you.
What? Just come in here.
You wanted this on Zoom.
Hang out with us on our Discord. You can enjoy this goofiness all day long. If you're a patron, you get a funny color for your name.
Yeah.
That's fun. Merch, go to shop.spreadshirt.com/nomorewhoppers. Give us a call. We got phone fun happening. There was a call we meant to relitigate. We'll do it next episode. 805 NMW Talk. That's 805-669-8255. I also recommend finding us on the internet. I'm at pitui.org. That's pitohui.org. That's also me on Blue Sky. The site has everything I do. YouTube, voiceover, Twitch, you name it. Joe Namath. Ray, where's you?
Well, my website is rdbaaa.space. You can find the links to everything I do there, but I'm mostly also on Blue Sky under that same sort of name, rdbaaa.space.
All right.
And
come on, Eileen. Come out and find us. We're having fun out here. We're going to go enjoy a few more precious hours together in Japan.
Boys' night out.
It's boys' night out in a bar.
Minus my boy.
Minus his boy. But we will be hanging out at Critical Hit Bar right off the Beltline, which opens in 28 minutes. So if somehow you're able to hear this, get on over there in 28 minutes.
Clock is ticking.
Thanks, everybody. Everybody else, keep your nose clean, and we'll see you next time. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. We find out which laws Japan does enforce. Hey there, how's it going?
Hello, Alex. It's me.
Fuck, hang on.